Hi guys, and welcome to a new video for Infinity Kingdom. This is Pyakia from Server 49 and I'm going to talk today about the new Immortal Loki, the God Chef. Loki the God Chef has a new rarity. Since we used to have uncommon and rare and elite and epic immortals, there is a new rarity. It's called legendary. As you see here, it has a new color with the dark red color, and his animation splash is so amazing. It has a new rarity and has a new element called chaos. As you see here, this is his banner art. I didn't unlock him because he is still unlocked, and I talked about an earlier video how to unlock him through several events, even the roulette, and 7 days login to get him for free. But I'm going to talk about the element itself, also the immortal. The immortal here has a huge game-changing skill. It deals magical damage for max stars will be 450 damage to all the enemies. So it's going to be on all enemies, the 4 immortals, in case he is facing a full march. And have 25% at full or max stars. For no stars will be 12 and 8% chance. This chance will cause confusion for 6 seconds, or confuse. The confuse will make the enemy immortals attacking each other. So whenever he deals damage with his elemental skill, he will have the chance to make them confuse. It will be around 25% and going to attack each other. So they are going to damage each other while you are going to damage them. This element here, or this elemental skill here, is so powerful because this confusion. If the target have bleed or tear, so if you are putting this immortal next to, for example, Genghis Khan will case bleed, the chance of being confused will be increased by 25%. So at max stars will be 50% whenever he launches his ultimate skill. So it's be better to put this immortal next to an immortal to use tear or bleed. I think my Genghis Khan here, let's read his elemental skill, causes wound, so he's not going to bleed, right? Elizabeth, for example, let's see Elizabeth, and transfer damage if the target has already attacked with skill. Inflict physical damage to surrounding enemies, stunning, so she is not going to cause bleed or let's see this, preventing them, wound, inflicts wound. I think wound is the same thing, not this one. Let's keep, for example, here, magical damage, inflict disease. So continuous damage will be, let's see, the shadow immortal, I think. When target enemy row has 50% on inflicting gloom. Am I mistaking something here? Confused. So the shadow immortal will cause confusion. So I think wound will be the same thing as bleed, as I remember, and I'm not sure about it. But anyway, what is the chaos element? How it works? I will figure it out about the bleed, confuse, bleed or tear. I'm sure that wound is the same thing as bleed, but there is a different definition, so it can be working with Genghis Khan. I will be searching more for it, and this immortal or this element can be used in any element. How does it work? So as you see here, I have my Earth March using Elizabeth, so it will be guaranteeing only the deployed 4 units of the same element. But if I used here, for example, instead of Elizabeth, so I have the deployed 5 of the same element, buff. Loki, let's for example pick this let's pick Gilgamesh, as it would be simplifying as Loki. Let's just pretend that Gilgamesh is Loki. I will get the deployed 5 units of the same element, because Loki has a chaos element, and the chaos element will make his element change depending on the marsh he is using in. So if I'm using him in the earth marsh, his element will be earth. If I'm using him in the fire marsh, as you see here, I have a fire marsh. If I put Loki instead of for example Empress Wu, he will be having his element changed to fire. So I'm going to use the or have the fill of the 5 units of the same element. I'm going to put this back. If you are using an earth marsh hybrid as this, and having Elizabeth, and if I used Loki instead of Zenobia, let's pretend Gilgamesh is Loki, he will be first he will be calculating how many elements is there. If it is 3 earth and 1 shadow, he will be going to be earth. If there is 2 shadow, I don't have 2 shadow right now, but I'm going to use, for example, Saladin and or Hannibal, and here Baldwin. So if I'm using Charles, Hannibal, Baldwin, and here the Dragon of the Earth, so I'm having 2 wind and 2 earth, and I'm going to use Gilgamesh as it will be presenting Loki. So Loki will be confused because there is 2 element in the marsh earth and 2 element in the marsh are wind. It will be having a 50-50 chance to be wind or be earth. So it will be as a random pick, but it will be earth or wind. It will not be fire element, it will not be water element, it will be not be lightning. It will be random between wind and earth. I hope this was clear, and it is so simple thing. It will be copying the element having the guaranteed in the marsh. So if you used him in wind marsh, it will be wind. If you used him in lightning marsh, it will be lightning. If you used him in fire marsh, it will be fire. Loki has a crit rate or crit hit, Loki has a crit hit higher than Empress Wu. Let's see the stats. And he has a fine magical attack. You can use him in the fire marsh for my advice instead of Empress Wu. He will be doing good. His 25% is not that low chance. Using him next to Cyrus, also Cyrus having a possibility to stun the enemy, and also using his ultimate skill, the maximum effort from being bleed or tear to the enemy, and using this ultimate skill to have increased the chance to being confused to 25%. This Immortal will be, I'm sure it will be a game changer to any marsh. This Immortal will not be as simple to get, because it is not that easy Immortal. It has a free-to-play event to get. I described it in another video. Also, his roulette here, his roulette here is expensive. His event here has theme same as Primal Bimbal is so expensive, because this Immortal is not an ordinary Immortal. This Immortal is having a higher rarity than the Epic Immortal, having more shards to even unlock. Instead of Epic Immortals, have here 60 shards to unlock a random or a normal Epic Immortal, but here it has 80. I'm sure his stars will be more than the normal Epic Immortals, and this skill will be a game changer. So Chaos, as I mentioned how it works, I'm sure we are going to expect more Chaos Immortals to be in the game. I don't know whether we can get a Dragon of Chaos or not, but I hope you learned a lot about Loki, God of Chief. mischief. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me right in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget please to like and subscribe my video if you like the content. If you need specific content, please ask away. Thank you.